All right, this is United in Green. My name's Mike, and as usual, I have my buddy Will. How you doing, Will?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm not bad. I had I had kind of a shit weekend, uh, until Sunday hit, but I didn't feel well all weekend. Started getting that spring cold from the weather changing back and forth constantly. But in the end, it turned out that Easter Sunday was a pretty nice day for myself and the family. So, other than that, I got to see my club eke out a win. Luckily, so that kind of made me a little bit happier. But other than that, I think we have a couple of really good guests today. Couple of noobs on the Vermont Green. We have Alfie Pope. How you doing, Alfie?
I'm good. How are you?
We're great, great, great. Very excited to have a Londoner on the club now. Too bad you're on the other side of North London, but that's okay. That's okay.
The
We can
right
live with
side.
that. Yeah, Will's on that side too, so that's okay. And we also have Zach Zenge. How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I think we're excited. We're really excited to have you guys on. We haven't done this with new players yet. We've had a couple of the past players on. Uh, they kind of gave their perspective about what it was like to play in Vermont in the inaugural season. We had your new coach on, which was a fun time. But this is going to be fun for us because we're kind of venturing into new territory on this podcast, which is talking to some new guys. So just to start off, we'll start off with you, Zach. What is your origin story in soccer? Like, where did you come from, and how did you get where you are today?
Yeah, so soccer has run in my family. I would say three generations. My brother, I have two older brothers. One played D2 soccer at St. Mary's in Maryland, and then another brother that played D1 and actually just got drafted to Columbus Crew and is playing for their second team right now. Just watched his debut this weekend actually, which was an amazing experience. It was very nice. But yeah, my dad played, all my brothers, so I just followed the group, just saw everyone in my family playing and uh just grew up always playing the game. I grew up in Nigeria, Haiti, and Sri Lanka, so I kind of moved all around the world. Um, so first was Nigeria. I didn't really play soccer there. There was not organized competitive soccer for me to be a part of. So it was more just kicking around with my friends, my brother. And then when I moved to Haiti, again, not really any competitive soccer. And then I moved to Sri Lanka, and that's when I actually joined my first club. And it was only on the weekends we'd play and train, and then every once in a while we'd play a game. But until I came to the US in about sixth grade was when I started playing real travel competitive soccer. And I played for a club team in St. Paul in Minnesota. Played there for about 4 years. And then my sophomore year of high school, I moved to a boarding school called Shattuck St. Mary's that was in the academy system in the US. Played there for 2 years, and I would say that was probably where my career really started to gain recognition from other people, and also just that was where I got a lot better, I would say, and learned where I found my grind from, and also like my ethic and just the type of player that I wanted to be. Um, and then yeah, I got recruited by Georgetown after the national tournament my senior year or junior year at playoffs. And then, yeah, I'm here at Georgetown, had a good fall season. We made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament, which it wasn't as good as we wanted to do, but we have a great team here, good coaches, and a good culture and environment. I'm happy. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. How about you, Alfie? I know obviously you come from London, so big football culture. You're kind of born into that kind of a thing. The way that I was born into American football. I wasn't exposed to soccer as a kid or football as a kid. So, what was your experience and how did you get to where you are today?
Yeah, so exactly like you said, like it's ingrained in you from birth, pretty much. It's a way of life over there. Like if you're not playing football, like it's just normal. It's just a normal thing to do. So pretty much kicking a ball since birth. Um, Started properly playing around 4 or 5, just locally. Um, and obviously being from England, there's a lot of opportunities, like so many clubs, just even in your local area. So playing from really young. Um, I played quite a few levels, obviously growing up, different teams, bounced around. Um, and then obviously as you get older, you play a lot more competitively. Um, Played for about 5, 6 different teams growing up. But it was only really until like I'd say 2013 where I was properly playing. Um, so like playing Sunday league and that kind of thing. And then as I got older, playing under 15s or as a 15-year-old, playing with the under 18s, so playing up age groups. That was kind of like the norm. You kind of just play up age groups if you have the capacity to. Um, so yeah, from pretty much the age of 15, I was playing with older guys, and then later on, I was playing with even older guys, like playing men's league alongside what I was playing under 18s, representing my county on a few occasions, and then obviously coming out here to America was a whole process in itself. Finding an agency to work with, because coming from England, you really know nothing about it. So working with people that know the process, know how to get you out here, that was a huge help. And me deciding to come out to America was kind of a spur of the moment thing. After high school, we typically do 2 more years of higher education, and then that's when you start applying to unis. And then all my friends were applying for like universities in the country. And when they were doing that, I wasn't really into that. Like I didn't really have any aspirations to go to uni at home. Just because all I knew I wanted to do was continue playing. And if I went to university at home, I think my career would have stagnated and kind of just tailed off. So I kind of got wind of the idea of coming to America from a teammate who was looking at trying to come out to America to continue playing and get an education. His dad had spoken to my parents at one of our games, and after the game, my parents mentioned it to me. And ever since then, immediately I knew that's what I wanted to do. So just started on the process, worked with an agency, like I said, like who were a huge help. Just gave me a platform to play in front of US coaches and allow them to watch my film. And then from there, coaches contacted me and I spoke to them and ended up at a D2 school in Mount Olive, North Carolina. Spent 4 years there and then graduated and then came to Creighton for my master's.
And have you noticed a difference in, the playing styles in these age groups between, the English style and the American style? Is it noticeable?
When I first came over, it was a lot different. There was probably a bigger disparity. A lot more like athletic over here. This like this stereotypical like athletic American, like big, like in the gym all the time, fast, strong. Whereas in England, a little bit more tactical, technical. If you're playing with older guys, and obviously that physicality comes. But yeah, just obviously a lot more technical and tactical, just because everyone's a everyone's a football whiz. Everyone claims to be. It kind of just happens when you grow up with the sport. But obviously, I've been out here for a while now, and I have noticed that the gap is narrowing. It's getting a lot better, and
so
Go
I
ahead,
definitely want to
Will.
ask you guys, what drew you to the program up in Vermont, but I'm curious. I was looking at both of the schedules for Creighton and Georgetown. Did you guys play each other this season?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we probably. Yeah,
So
we crossed paths.
do you recognize each other from the field, or is this a new experience?
I think I recognize you coming in when I was watching y'all play in the tournament, but I don't.
Yeah.
We played. I don't think we were playing at the same time.
Yeah, no, I don't remember too much, to be honest.
Fair enough. So Zach, I'm curious, what drew you to Vermont and the green program for this summer?
Yeah, so my coaches were just spoke very highly of the program that they have up there, and the coaches and the environment, the culture that you guys have. I mean, I've heard of a lot of USL2 teams like not training every day and just like kind of training like 2 to 3 times a week and then getting together in the weekends. And I mean, I saw our schedule and we're training every day, which I love. We're playing games, and yeah, I mean, my coaches just spoke very highly. Said some Creighton guys had went down there the year before and said that they loved it, and yeah, they really just were excited to send me over there. I think our head coach also has a house in Vermont as well, so he probably knew the program somehow. But yeah, they just spoke very highly of it and put me in contact with the coaches, and spoke with the coach, and I think it was Adam. I spoke with him for a good time, and he sounded like a great guy and sounded like a good opportunity for me. And yeah, it was just perfect.
Yeah, Alfie, I did a little bit of research. You did play for Lionsbridge a bit.
Yeah, I did. That was during the COVID year.
Okay, so there weren't fans there then, really. No. Okay, because they do have. I know they do have 2 big supporters groups there that don't like each other. We have one big supporters group here, and we all tend to get along pretty well. So I know that at both of your schools, you both have pretty big fan bases that are pretty involved in the game. I know, especially at Creighton. So what are your expectations? Have you heard about our fan base here and how we grew through the season last year? This is kind of actually for both of you. But I mean, I guess the question is, how much does a fan base affect your play on the field? And have you heard that Vermont has this kind of grassroots fan base that grew throughout last season?
Yeah, fans are obviously a huge part of the sport. Like, without them, like, we don't enjoy what we do, like, truly. You always hear the term the 12th man, like, that's a real thing. And yeah, I heard about the fan base, and I was kind of following along with Vermont last summer, because obviously after I knew I'd committed to Creighton, I saw a few of the guys were going up there, so I was following along, and I was seeing things here and there of the fans that come out to games, and the size and the passion that they have for the team and the sport. So yeah, I've seen it. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Scoring in front of them and celebrating with them. That sounds like a lot of fun.
And same question for you, Zach.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say here the fan base is not as strong as it was the past couple of years, just because of how we started out the season. But as we started to do well, and like I think we went on like a 10-game winning streak, we started to gain more fans. So it just kind of fired us up a lot more. And I can definitely say that it just makes you like kind of get that extra edge in your head when you have those fans backing you. And just in the stands, like really, and you know they're supporting you no matter what you're doing. So yeah, I mean, it'd also just be nice. I've never played in an environment like that, so I'm excited to see how I adapt and to see what I can produce for the fans, and just kind of get to know the fans as well, and the community as well. I'm excited for that. It's gonna be fun.
You guys are gonna have to learn how to jump up onto the bleachers so that we can all hug you. So just so
Yeah.
you know, that's one of the things you're gonna have to do.
I saw that. That was O'Malley's signature, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah, it sure was. So I guess that just to kind of to get away from soccer real quick, Vermont is um our I guess you could say that Vermont is kind of a liberal state. You're in an area of the country where we're very conscious about our environment. We're very conscious about our communities. So I guess it does tie in because we have the vision of the club is built around environmental justice and the anti-racist football club movement. Has any of that kind of stuff drawn you to Vermont, to the Vermont Green in particular? And either one of you guys can answer that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember speaking with Adam and when I was thinking about where I wanted to play over the summer, and he was telling me about all like the initiatives that you guys have and the goals that the team has and just the ideas that you guys support. And I think that just made me have that extra idea of like, that's a place and an environment that I would like to be like part of and in and living in over the summer. And so, yeah, I think that definitely had a part of the decision of me coming to Vermont over the summer for sure.
Yeah, I'll echo that. I think it's amazing what you guys are doing. I don't think there's many clubs out there that are truly doing it like you guys. Really putting an emphasis on that kind of thing. Obviously, football is more than a sport, and the influence it has is massive. So if a football club can draw attention to those kind of issues, then it can only be positive. And yeah, like Zach said, it makes it a place where you want to go and stay and be a part of.
And and that's great. And I think we're trying to help our fans here today get a little perspective on who you guys are and what you bring to the table, both off the field but also on the pitch. And so maybe it's a little awkward, but could you guys, and this is for both of you, perhaps maybe describe your ideal role on the field and sort of what you try to bring to a match. I know you both are forwards, but I'm curious how you would describe yourselves on the pitch.
Yeah, I would say I like to just get on the ball, kind of float around. I mean, I can play kind of anywhere in the front area. I was playing right back this year, like kind of like a attacking right back. So I say I'd bring a lot of versatility to the team. Also, I feel like I like to just create a lot of plays and get into goal scoring areas and create goal scoring chances. But yeah, I think I'm a versatile player, I would say, and just creating a lot of chances and yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say I'm a bit of a traditional 9, back to goal, get in the box, get on the end of crosses. I don't do a whole lot of getting on the ball. I quite like to let my creative players underneath me do what they do best, and let me do what I do best. Kind of just instinctive finishes in the box, really. Just opportunistic, taking opportunities when they come. Yeah, just a goal scorer.
Well, we definitely all love goals. Part of the best. Our celebrations are quite enjoyable at the field, so I'm sure we'll have plenty of those.
So we do have a listener question. It's for both of you guys. This comes from our boy Tyson, who again he's a fan of a team from another part of London. The little stepbrother, West Ham. He said, how do you feel that the Green have had to cap the season ticket sales at 1,250 so that fans can get game day tickets? At this point, I don't think that the club had envisioned selling this many season tickets, but the capacity of the stadium or the field, Virtue Field, is 2,500. So like having to cap that at 1,250 for me is for us as a supporters group is a big deal, because we feel like we had a bit of a part in that. And like you said before, the 12th man is a big thing. But this grew into this kind of monster, and it's like full steam ahead. So like, how do you guys feel about the fact that they've sold up till the end of March 1,250 season tickets? I mean, for a USL2 team, I feel that's pretty huge.
Yeah. Well, firstly, Tyson, I have a lot of love for West Ham. So, but yeah, I did actually see that like just before I jumped on here, and I had the exact same. Well, what went through my head is, wow, that's amazing. Like they've had to stop that so that, because it would have just kept going and kept going, which is amazing for the support we're going to have over the summer. And it only bodes well for the success of the club as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing of this, and I mean, that kind of just gives me that feeling in my stomach that I'm like, can't wait to get over there and start playing. And yeah, that's amazing, and sounds like a place that I would really like to be a part of, for sure.
It's good. Yeah, it gets those July months, it gets pretty warm, pretty hot on the pitch, and in the stands, the way that the sun beats onto the fans. Our fans don't seem to care about it. They kind of embrace that heat because we're 9 months out of the year it's freezing here. But the field itself is still kind of new in the area. That the stadium is still kind of new, and I don't think they've seen that many fans in those stands as they saw in the final game of the regular season last year when they sold out. So I think that as a community and as a community effort, it was a huge deal for us. And just to have you guys there to bring joy to the fans and stuff, and to create the fervor and the crowd and in the community, because I got to tell you, like halfway through the season, people started to talk about it, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it is a fun time in those stands, and I hope you guys get to experience, what we experience in being in the stands.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you guys are really into it. So, yeah, I mean, that makes me super happy. And even just in general for the culture of soccer in the US and how much it's growing, I think these little things are the most important things to help this game grow. And I love to see that. That's great. Yeah.
So yeah, a question we ask of all of our guests here is it's always our fun one. Do you know what a creamy is, first of all?
No.
It sounds ridiculous. It's soft serve ice cream.
Okay.
So it's a New England thing. It's really a Vermont thing. We call it a creamy. Do you like ice cream? Do you have a favorite flavor of soft serve?
I've not had soft serve, but my coach had told me about the soft serve ice cream in Vermont. So I'll have to try it out. But yeah, I love ice cream. I mean, I think everyone does, of course, but yeah, I'm excited to try it.
The preferred flavor up here is maple, obviously.
Okay.
Because that's our that's our flavor here. um so yeah, just going forward, you have your first match is in Boston, against Boston Bolts. They have a pretty huge academy system there that young kids, from I think U8 up. I think they start at 5-year-old there, but they don't actually start traveling till U8. And that kind of feed into their the USL club that they have. And I think they also partner with New England Revolution as well, with tournaments and that kind of stuff. Being that we only have a few clubs in Burlington and they don't typically feed the Vermont Green, and I don't know if they have a vision for that in the future. Do you feel that you're maybe at a disadvantage coming here, not knowing each other and each other's playing styles and that kind of stuff? Or do you feel that, like, coming into it, you got your first game's on May 20th and it's a few weeks away, right? Do you feel like you're going to just be able to just jump in on the front foot immediately, or do you feel like there's going to be kind of a feeling out process?
It might take a while. I don't imagine it will take too long. We're all coming from pretty decent programs. We understand the environment. We understand there's a lot of players coming in from different places, different play styles, different programs who play differently, different individual styles. But obviously, we'll be spending the majority of our time together. So if we just maximize that time getting to know each other both on and off the field, that chemistry on the field will kind of generate itself and hopefully give us a good season.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good test, honestly. I think it'll show a lot. And as Alfie said, I mean, we're going to be spending a lot of time together, so it should come pretty quickly in my eyes. So I think it'll be a really good test for us to see where we're at and to see how quickly we can really get things rolling. Because I think once we do start getting things rolling, it'll just continue to go and go. And especially with the support we have behind us, I mean, yeah, I think it'll just continue to grow.
And based on your experiences and conversations, with the club, I mean, what do you guys envision sort of the strategy of the team's going to be, as far as attack and defense? Is this going to be free flowing? Is it going to be rigid? Do you guys have a sense of that? Or are you just going to show up, play your game and see where the coach fits you in?
Yeah, I think that'll come from the first few training sessions before that first game. I'm sure Adam has a plan for what he wants to do. It may vary game by game based on players that are available and opposition. But yeah, obviously we want to put on a show for all those fans that are going to be there supporting us. Goals is the most fun aspect of the sport, so we want to be attacking. We want to be almost suffocating opponents. Just creating as much as we can and getting as many goals as we can, because goals win games.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to be playing good attacking football. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the plan is, but attacking for sure.
I think with the success of last season, we were able to recruit from a wider base this year. So we have, last year we did have one player from England. We had some players from Portugal, Spain. We had players, international players. But we kind of had a limited bag to draw from as far as, stateside players. It was mostly local kids, and we had a group of Creighton kids and a group of William and Mary kids. So this year we have guys, from the West Coast coming in. You know, you have we have guys obviously from down in the DC area. So we have, you know, Midwestern guys. Like you're a Midwestern guy, right, Zach? Like, so we have you. We have a couple guys from. We have a guy from Wisconsin, you know, coming in. So our as we grow as a club, it looks like we're able to bring in more players of higher skill level. Of not to diminish anything that anybody did last year, but we do have that bigger bag to pull from, and I think on the defensive side, that's going to be a huge positive. And I know that there are a lot. I was just texting the guys the other day. I said lots of forwards, man. Which for me is super exciting. I love my midfielders. My midfielders are my guys. I think, you know, the midfielders are the creators that are able to get the ball to the wings, to the into the center forward. And I think it's going to allow us to play a super exciting brand of football that is also physical, which you know is something that you know, stateside on the American side, I think fans like to watch. We like that sexy, you know, that sexy football where everything is attacking and free flowing and moving. But you know, we also like the physicality of the game, and I think that's what's drawing a lot of new fans in, is that they didn't know before that it was physical, and now that it's, you know, it's easier to consume soccer and other sports here, that you know, they can see that it is a physical game, that it's not, you know, it's not, you know, for the faint of heart. You don't just go in and play soccer. It's not just kick around, you know. How does physicality play into your games?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, we're in the weight room here like 3 times a week. So it's something that we work on all the time, and really I would say it's a huge part of the game, not only physically but also just like mentally, like feeling strong and being able to, you know, not be scared to go into a tackle or not be scared to go up for that header, you know, just really being in the game and engaged. So it's a huge part of the game, and I think it's something that it's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, physicality is pretty important for me. My position, the way I like to play, occupying both centre backs or 3 centre backs, if whatever system, you know, the other team's playing. And like I said in the beginning, like I grew up with that, you know, getting kicked around by older guys pretty early on in my career. But yeah, physicality is massive. Athleticism, not only just like bullying someone like American football, but you know, even a bit smarter physicality. Yeah, it's pretty important. But you know, we like to play the game, play the game with the ball. But yeah, physicality is definitely a big part of it.
I was just going to ask you a question. I was on mute. God damn it. That got me. So we have a very unique kits here. We have our creamsicle kit, which is the maple creamy kit. It's kind of an off-white with green sleeves and nice collar. We have this one that I'm wearing right now, which is kind of like a pine tree look. But we also have a third one coming out. We have a third one from last year, which was like a dark green and light green tie-dye, but we have a new kit coming out. And that's knowledge that not everybody knows. did the kits, had you seen the kits previously? And did you know anything about them outside of, what you saw, like the designer and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I saw them obviously following a little bit last summer, seeing all the guys in them. Very, very beautiful, very good, very nice visual. And then I think when I came, some of the guys were talking about the designer briefly. I don't know too much.
Yeah, Matt Wolf. He's actually one of the owners. And he designed a number of MLS kits, and he's got his finger in kind of world football. We're just lucky to have him, and have our designers on board.
Yeah, he's done a really good job, and it'll be
Oh,
exciting to see the third one, the new one that comes out.
Yeah, I think you're muted, Willie.
No, I would say the creamsicle kit's my favorite, honestly. That one looks like a nice one to wear. I've never worn a collared jersey before, so I'm excited.
I think they're super classy. They're my favorites. Unfortunately, I'm a big dude, so they didn't really have sizes that fit me that well. But I think the kit is a big thing for everybody, the fans and the teams alike. I think we've lost Will's audio. I don't know what's going on, but
Can you hear me now?
oh, we now can. Yes.
Sorry, my headphones died, and I suppose they were still syncing to that. I was just going to mention that Matt Wolf designed the Nigeria World Cup men's kit that everyone remembers. So that one as well is what I was throwing in there. So
Oh, I totally forgot about that one, man. That was actually pretty dope. So yeah, I think we might be coming to the end of our discussion. As far as going into this season, do you have any expectations about playing time, about how you're going to get along with your teammates, or about just trying to navigate the area, even like anything new about your new club that you have either expectations for or you have reservations about?
Not for me. I've obviously spoken to a lot of the guys that were there last summer, and they've only had good things to say. I'm obviously really excited to come and see a new state. Never been to Vermont, so it'll be a nice experience for me.
Are you in Omaha right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
I'm on campus. So yeah, just really looking forward to it. Play some football along the way. Experience Vermont, and yeah,
same for me. Everything I've heard about Burlington is just good. Everyone is just super excited for me and all the people that I've told about this opportunity, and they said Burlington's a great place to be. So I'm super, super happy to be part of a team that is also just really active in the community. So I'm excited. I heard that we get 50% off at restaurants, in some restaurants in Burlington. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to just get out on the field and help the team as much as I can, and yeah, just meet everyone and start playing. It's gonna be great.
I guess I haven't really asked this of any of the other former players, but as far as housing goes, how does that work for you guys? Do you guys have to find your own housing? Because I know, like right now, it's super tough in Burlington and the surrounding areas. Excuse me, to find housing, or do you have host families or anything like that?
Yeah. So when I was speaking with Adam, he said that they have like a little complex for the players or some sort of like a apartment building. So We'll be rooming with another player. That's my living situation. I'm not sure. Is it the same for you, Alfie, as well? Or
Yeah, that's the same. That's the
Yeah.
same thing I've heard. So
That's a fantastic thing because it is next to impossible to find one affordable housing or two housing in general around here. It's not just around here. I mean, it's become a problem across the country, but I do want to I want to thank you guys for coming on. This has been a fun experience. Hopefully you'll get to know us more as you see the Green Mountain Boys in the parking lot. Yeah, we'll be set up there pretty early before matches. And I think we will be our ranks will be growing in the parking lot at the tailgate scene. But whenever you guys get a shot, come on over, say hey, after the games, preferably, we want you to focus on the games. But after the games, you want to come over, say hey, talk to us. It would always be great to say hi, and you'll see us. You'll see Will and I in the front row. Will likes to wear a suit in 98-degree weather.
It was one time. It was after a work function. So, don't intend to again. It was hot.
He showed up in a friggin' suit, man. It was great.
That's amazing.
It was fantastic. I have some great pictures of it. Just to do a little housekeeping here for us. We are United in Green podcast. This is our 6th episode. I feel like it's going really well. You can find us on Instagram. We're not super active on Facebook, but we also post there every once in a while. We'll be more active on Twitter as well. Most of the socials, we don't do TikTok because I'm old and Will's Will's Will. I don't know if he's a TikToker, but I can't say we are on most podcast platforms. For some reason, Apple Podcasts is still rejecting us. I can't figure it out. But you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Amazon, Google, and most other podcast platforms, except for Apple. But other than that, I really want to thank you guys. I want to thank Will, especially because Will puts up with me trying to figure out and navigate our guests and giving him last minute ultimatums. So that's always fun. That's always fun for the both of us. But I want to thank you guys. Zach, can't wait to have you up here. Same with you, Alfie. Can't wait to discuss some football with you guys and give you guys hugs when you're scoring goals, for the green. So with that, I just want to say